And so that I think is phenomenal. And you are right. Chiropractic is for everyone. We have a beating heart and a spine.
Right.
Chiropractic is for you,
It is
right?
for you.
Is your health thriving or is it merely surviving? Welcome to Thriving with Chiropractic, where we unpack conditions and lifestyle challenges in order for you to be the best version of health you can possibly be. I'm your host, Dr. Mosier, and my beautiful co-host is my wife, Ellen. Join us on this journey to thrive. Hey folks, Dr. Mosier here, and I am with Dr. Peebles. She is a chiropractor for the last, I believe, 12 years, and her clinic is Pro Health Family Chiropractic. Now, she has written a book called Sex Got Me to the Chiropractor. It is definitely edgy, it's definitely worth your time to read. Dr. Peebles, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
So, I got to start out with this. What got you into chiropractic? What is your chiropractic story?
So when I started moving towards chiropractic, it wasn't even expected. I did not even think about being a chiropractor. It was actually an idea posed to me. I was planning to be a neurosurgeon. I had grown up since I was 6 and I wanted to be a doctor. And then I was so focused on being a neurosurgeon because I had fallen in love with the nervous system and the things that I was learning in high school, undergrad. And so I said, yes, I want to be a neurosurgeon. During the junior year, after the summer after my junior year, I received an opportunity that undergrads at that time did not receive. As a student at St. Louis University undergrad campus, I received a call from the Office of Multicultural Affairs on the SLU Med campus. They were looking for someone to help coordinate the summer enrichment program for high school students aspiring to become doctors. Usually they have second year med students do it. But this particular
Mhm.
year, they could only find one second year med student. They needed a second person to work with this other student. So, someone I had only met one time, but had obviously impressed him so much that he actually, I don't like to use the word beg, but he was definitely adamant about give Danielle Peebles opportunity to do this program. So they called me, go through the 6 weeks. I've blown their minds, I've impressed them. And it was then that the wife of the dean asked me, Danielle, so what do you want to be when you grow up? And it was funny that she asked me at that particular time because my value system was shifting.
Mhm.
When I started as an undergrad, my value system was career, then family. But now, as I'm approaching graduation, my value system had shifted to family first, then career. So when she asked me this, I was like, I want to be a neurosurgeon. And she said, well, are you aware of the time, the commitment that you are going to have? I said, I'm quite familiar with it. And then she said, do you plan to have any children? Do you want to have a family? I said, yes, I do. She said,
Mhm.
okay, I want you to think about that. And I was thinking about it because I've watched a lot of Lifetime movies, okay? And
Mhm.
I did not want that situation with the nanny. I want the children to be to know mommy, not nanny as well. And so it's not to say there's not a bad thing about nannies, but I saw the hand that rocks the cradle, okay? And
Mhm.
that left quite an impression on me. And I was like, nope, I don't want to be in that situation. So that was one of the things that shifted my trajectory towards chiropractic because then she asked me this question. Have you ever thought about being a chiropractor? Now we're talking about the wife of a dean on the med campus. And
Mm.
she's the one that asked me, have I thought about being a chiropractor? So she introduced me to an instructor that was at Logan University at the time. And as I continued to do my research, I fell more and more in love with chiropractic. I said, okay, I'm going to do this. And
Mhm.
that's what changed everything towards becoming a chiropractor.
I love it. That is so awesome. Your life has went through loops and hoops and finding yourself and what you're called to do, which is
Correct.
amazing. Um, so you've been in practice for quite some time. We went to the same school,
We did.
which is wonderful. Um, what is your most memorable patient story?
I have numerous of them.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. My most memorable one, I'll give you the most recent one.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a patient who is also a mutual friend. He was not trying to be adjusted, didn't want chiropractic care. He really was fearful of it. That's
Mm-hmm.
really what it came down to. He was overall scared. But everyone else around him had been treated by me. And they were like, Chris, come on now. It's fine, whatever. So this had been going on for some years. I've known him more than 10 years, and he still
Mm-hmm.
was like, no. But recently, he wanted to come in. He was hurting. All these things seemed to be falling apart. He was only turning 40. He's only 40. And he was like, wait a minute, I'm feeling like an old man. Maybe there's something to this. Let me try. I said, okay. So he comes in and he was just so amazed at how quickly he was getting out of pain, how quickly he was regaining his range of motion. He slept better. I said, don't be surprised if you're drooling and blowing spit bubbles tonight, because you're going to get some of your best sleep tonight now that you've been adjusted. And he called me and he was like, I love it. I can't wait to come back. When's my next appointment? So that's my most recent memorable experience with the patient.
Awesome. That is awesome. So you've been really successful over the years, right? And you have a big practice and you see a lot of folks. So what is your mission, your vision now moving forward?
My goal is to just continue to teach about chiropractic. That is my passion, is teaching.
Mhm.
And people do not understand the opportunities they are missing for themselves, their chance to be well, their chance to have a better quality of life, because they don't know or don't understand what we do as chiropractors. And so every opportunity, every time I'm speaking with someone, that is my opportunity to teach. It's a
Mhm.
learning lesson. It's a moment of educating. So you have to meet people where they are, which is why this book came about.
Mhm.
You have to meet people where they are to give them the information that you need, or to get them to understand what that they need, something that you have to make them better.
Wow. Yeah. I like it. I like it. Now, there is something that you're really passionate about, reading your bio about disparities in healthcare. Tell us
Correct.
more about that.
Especially in the marginalized group of people, brown people, they they do not understand how their own bodies function. Therefore, they cannot really advocate for themselves when they're in these medical facilities, when they're inside of the medical institution. They cannot really advocate for what they need, or because they don't understand it themselves. So in my office, I make sure I equip them with the knowledge. When every visit they come in, they're learning more and more and more about how their body functions. They're learning more about how their pain is related to other symptoms that they are having. I connect the dots for them. So once they start to understand that this is related to this, oh, well, now I can say, yes, this is going on. So when they go into another health professional's office, they
Mhm.
are certain, they are confident in what they know, versus being
Mhm.
able to be swayed by what they want to be told or what's being told to them.
Which is awesome. You're doing a huge thing in your community. Um, so obviously, I want to point out some of the obvious things with our conversation. So, in chiropractic, and many of my patients may or may not know this, especially being here in Southern Indiana in a rural community, most chiropractors look like me,
They do.
right? Um, you, and I hope I don't offend you, you are the minority of the minority,
I
right?
am. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because majority of chiropractors are men. Now that is changing. And women chiropractors or female chiropractors are phenomenal. And then there's even a bigger minority. You have a year round tan. You don't get sunburned Like I do, probably not.
Not as often. I did get
No,
sunburned
okay.
when I was in Jamaica.
Okay. I get sunburnt going outside, so there's
You
a
said
difference.
yes, they are. Okay.
But so I want to know from you, how does that affect you? What are your thoughts on that? Let's go with that.
You are absolutely right to mention all of those things because those aspects you mentioned do impact practice, that impacts the population that is reached by chiropractic in general. So when I'm working with my babies, I am blowing their minds away because one, they see a doctor that looks like them, they see a chiropractor. So now it's changing who is chiropractic geared towards. It's changing the perspective, it's changing the conversations. And that is one of my missions as well. Let's change the conversation about chiropractic and who benefits from it. Everybody with the spine, as they teach us, benefits from chiropractic.
Mm-hmm.
But if I don't feel comfortable, how can I speak to someone about it? Can they relate to me? So there's the relatability in seeing me look like them and represent chiropractic and be able to communicate what it is that we do and how significant it is for them to receive this care. But that's why I spend so much time educating and teaching them about their bodies, because being who I am, I have to address the disparities, because there are too many times that people that look like me tend to be left out or somehow neglected in the healthcare system. Those are just facts. That's just research that backs that up. So I do my part to enhance and make us stronger and more knowledgeable in what it is that our body does and how it should be treated.
I like it. I think that's awesome because you're probably adjusting some little girl all the time, I'm sure. And eventually you have totally changed your concepts, right? Seeing a doctor, a successful doctor, a doctor that's written a book look like her, right?
Right.
And so you have changed the concept of probably many. And so that I think is phenomenal. And you are right. Chiropractic is for everyone. If you have a beating heart and a spine,
Right.
chiropractic is for you,
It is
right?
for you.
So this has been absolutely phenomenal. Everybody, you definitely need to get her book. It will blow your mind. It's not for kids.
It's not for kids.
But definitely, I'm gonna put a link so you can get her book. It is phenomenal. Thank you so much for joining us. This was awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate this opportunity. It's been a wonderful conversation with you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you for joining. We truly hope Thriving with Chiropractic is making a positive impact on your health and wellness. Please comment and share this episode. We would love to hear from you. And as always, remember, your story matters.